Hey Pierce family, it's time for our midweek answer video. And our question this week is very simple. How did the imperfect come out of a perfect world created by a perfect God? I think this is actually a great question and something we're going to dig into a little deeper in a couple of weeks on Sunday morning, especially when we talk about why bad things happen to good people or innocent people. But for this day, let's keep it simple, right? So for those of you who don't know, in Genesis chapter 1, it says that God created the world and that he looked at everything he'd made. In verse 31, he saw all that he had made and it was very good. I love that because it's not just that it was good, but it was very good, right? It was a perfect world. Everything God created was complete. It was whole. It was without flaw. No sin, no death, no suffering, only perfection. But God also created humanity. And in the same way that we often have a way of messing things up in our own relationships, unfortunately here, humanity is also the one who messes things up. In Genesis chapter 2, verses 16 and 17, it tells us that God gave humanity free will. He tells Adam and Eve, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, any tree you want, but not from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? He gives them this awesome and nasty little thing called free will. He gives them the choice. Freedom. But freedom is necessary, all right? Pick up on this. Freedom is necessary because real love and obedience only have meaning if they're chosen, right? If love and obedience is your only choice, it's not really love and obedience, is it? So you have to have the freedom to be able to choose something other than love and obedience. And unfortunately for all of us, that's what we do. So Adam and Eve, they did this as well. They exercised their freedom and they chose to disobey. In Genesis chapter 3, many of you are familiar with the story, but in verses 6 and 7, it says that she took some and she ate it and she gave some to her husband and he ate it. And it says the eyes of both of them were opened. The act of rebellion, right? Not the freedom to love, but their free choice to do the opposite, to run from God, to do exactly the opposite of what he said. It introduces into humanity for the first time into this world moral imperfection, okay? It created imperfection in the perfect world. Romans 5:12 explains it this way. It says that sin entered the world through one man and death through sin, right? So it's a process, right? So sin entered through man, and because of sin, death entered because that's the penalty for sin. And in this way, death came to all people because all sinned. And so the imperfection that we see in the world, sin and brokenness and decay and war, all of these things, they didn't come from God, right? It came through humanity's choice to rebel against him and against his design for the way things should work. Sin didn't just affect people, it spread to all of creation. In Romans 8, 20 through 22, it says that even the earth, all of creation itself, is subjected to frustrations and now groans under this decay, this waiting for this day of renewal that will come at the end. And so, the answer to our question, how did the imperfect come from a perfect God? Because the perfect God created us with freedom and we have used it poorly. The imperfect did not come from the perfect God. It came from very faulty humanity who used our freedom to rebel instead. And that was our choice. We chose to sin. We brought imperfection into a world that was originally perfect. And now we deal with all the consequences every day. But for more of that, tune in 2 weeks. That's our topic in a couple of Sundays on how that all works. But otherwise, I'll see you this Sunday. We're talking politics this week. So see you Sunday.